But yeah, James, I'm gonna pass it over to you. What else we got?
Well, I thought we'd go ahead and dive into the National Football League's Week 1, the games that happened this past Sunday.
Oh yeah.
You had the Cowboys beating the Giants 40 to nothing.
Oh yeah.
It was a good game.
Oh my God, I know you were happy about that one.
That was an exciting game. I
Yeah.
was having fun there.
Yeah.
The 49ers beat the Steelers 30 to 7.
7.
So that was pretty interesting.
I think we said, we said the 49ers, right?
Yeah, I don't see us
we
picking the
did.
Steelers on that one.
But 40 to 0 for the Cowboys, man. I know that he played good. I'm gonna give him that. That was a good start. Just keep that up. Yeah.
He was definitely helped out by not having to do too much though.
Yeah.
You had a touchdown on special teams.
Yeah,
you
his
had a
running
touchdown
back.
on
Yeah,
defense.
he was playing smart though. I could notice that. So yeah, that was good.
And then, so the Eagles beat the Patriots 25 to 20.
25 to 20. Did we say I think we said the Eagles, right?
Yeah, we had probably leaned a little bit more towards Philly for this.
Philly.
one.
Okay, yeah, got you. We did.
And then the Dolphins beating the Chargers 36 to 34.
Oh man, I thought we said Chargers. We did say Chargers. Oh man, that's crazy.
The Dolphins
That was a good game.
are kind of being picked as possible AFC East division champions this
I see
year.
that. But it's crazy because, I wasn't thinking that at all. But it seemed like they're kind of making their way. They'll be good. They'll make it.
Yeah, I know Tyreek Hill had another monster game there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just feel kind of bad for the Chargers secondary to have to deal with him.
Right.
And then in a close game, Las Vegas Raiders beat the Denver Broncos 17 to 16.
Oh wow. I think we said the Raiders, right? Or did we say the Broncos for that one?
That one, I think we were kind of split as to exactly who it would be, because that obviously was just a 1 point difference. That
Right, because it was kind of funny about the Broncos. I wasn't really sure about them, so I think the Raiders. I said, but yeah, that's good. And then the Rams.
Now, for the Rams beating the Seahawks 30 to 13, do you think that's hopefully for them a return to form of their Super Bowl season just 2 years ago?
Definitely, yeah. They keep playing like that. That's crazy. We did say the Seahawks because they were looking good, but nah, the Rams, they put their defense on them. I already know.
Maybe Geno Smith was kind of a surprise there for the Seahawks, but now
Right.
people have him more so figured out, and they're expecting him to play well.
Well,
so.
yeah, they play real good.
And then we have the Commanders beating the Cardinals 20 to 16.
I think we said the Commanders.
Yeah, we had leaned more
think
towards
we-
the
yeah, I
Commanders.
think
The
we
Cardinals are having some issues at the moment. They said goodbye to
Yeah,
their head
it's
coach.
a lot going on with the coach and the quarterback. So, yeah.
And then the Falcons beat the Panthers 24 to 10 in an NFC South showdown.
Oh my gosh. Nah, that wasn't expected. I think we said the Panthers for that one.
Oh yeah, North Carolina
Yeah.
definitely. And then the Cleveland Browns, in a major surprise, beat the Bengals 24 to 3.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. I thought the Bengals, especially how they played last season, I thought, oh yeah, this gonna be a reap, but I guess not. The Browns they might surprise us.
I think Deshaun Watson being there for a year and being in the Browns system has probably definitely benefited
Yeah,
them.
it's probably gonna be good. Yeah.
And then, unfortunately for home team Texans, they lost 9 to 25 against the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
So,
Wow, that's crazy. Well, it's not really crazy because, like I said, you got Odell and you got Lamar, so 25-9. That's unfortunate.
I think it's a very forgivable loss considering the Texans are now just getting started again, kind of in a restart. They're also such a young team that it might take them a little while to find their footing.
Yeah.
And a team like Baltimore,
They're kind of already developed, and they've been putting in their work over the summer. Him, and so yeah, it makes sense.
I know there's
They'll get
definitely
right.
there's a rivalry there too between the
Oh,
two
yeah.
cities. So.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Colts 31 to 21.
31-21. Yep. That's expected. Like I said, the Jaguars they're gonna do good. I already know. So.
And then this was a pretty big surprise. The Buccaneers beat the Minnesota Vikings 20 to 17.
Wow. Yeah, that wasn't expected. I definitely was leaning towards the Vikings for that game, but good for the Buccaneers though. That's good.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield is showing some promise again. As,
Yeah.
found another
I
job
see
as a
that.
starter, and I think he's pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I think we're having a lot of surprise. It's like the teams, surprise teams that we weren't expecting to win. They're kind of showing off. Did we cover the Jets? Did we do the Jets?
No, we were going to mention them, I think, last because they were the Monday night.
Okay,
football.
okay, gotcha.
But so tell us about the Titans Saints game. It was a 16-15.
We barely won. We barely won that one. We barely won. I don't know what Derek Carr was doing. He wasn't playing as effective as I thought he was. Our defense won that game. Like, our defense was A1 in that game. I got to give it to them. Derek Carr, he has to find his rhythm. He has to find the rhythm with the team, because if not, we're going to be in trouble. And we have too much. We don't need to have our defense out that much, because we don't want to outwork them. We want to use them like the second half of the game when it, to end everything off. So he has to find a rhythm, really, because we got too many good, it's just him throwing like little interceptions and just doing stuff like that.
Do you think a focus on the run game would maybe slow it down a bit for him?
Yeah.
And then he could do some play action?
Yeah, start up like he know how to make some good short throws and stuff like that, but really just find a rhythm. I see that he stays in the pocket a lot. He's kind of seemed like he's scared to move out of that. You gotta move out that pocket.
He's capable of being a mobile quarterback. We've seen
Yeah.
it with the Raiders.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully he just finds a rhythm with our team. But our defense was top.
So without Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers beat the Bears 38-20.
20. Oh my God! Yeah, I seen that game, man. They playing good. I have a lot of. I guess they said. I guess it wasn't so bad losing Aaron, for that team. So.
Well, and their running back Jones, he had well over 100 yards.
Yeah.
He was producing for the offense there.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
And then this was the game of the week, because we've got to discuss it. We can't let it go by without talking about it.
Mm.
The Jets-Bills game. The Jets
Man.
won 22-16, but they lost Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So
See, this is my thing. It's just as far as Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what happened. I was not expecting him to. He barely played. He got injured. I don't know. They still won, but I mean, they won by a touchdown. Unfortunately, but honestly, that ended the Bills. Josh Allen, what was he doing? Like, he's not playing like last season. What do you think's going on with him?
with Josh Allen, especially watching from the other side of the field, as soon as Rodgers goes down after just throwing 5 passes, something like that, for him it should have been like, okay, this is our game.
Definitely. He definitely. I don't know what happened. He was running. He was running the ball. He always do. But as far as that throwing, man, he was just throwing deep passes. Wasn't looking at the receivers. Like, I don't know what happened, but they could have won that game easily. Like, I don't know.
I know the Jets, though, I think losing Rodgers was such a shock that they just didn't want to lose that game also.
Yeah.
So for them, it just would have been just too much.
But their backup quarterback, he did what he had to do mostly. For the most part.
We've discussed him before. Zach Wilson, he was the starter last year and had just been drafted. So I think that there's still a ton of promise with Wilson. And if he has somebody like Rodgers in his ear all season, talking to him, talking about like the plays and everything.
Exactly. But man, I know they're mad at Rodgers right now. Like, how do you get injured that first game? It's like, we had so much high hopes for him, But like I said, it's early, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. It's early. Hopefully, he shows us something. But they got a good backup, so.
There was some different stuff that went into the injury. The field was soaked, and it was also dark.
Yeah, I noticed it started raining. Yep, it started raining. Honestly, I really feel like the Jets defense, really what lost the game for the Bills is Josh Allen, man. I gotta put it on him because he was not playing smart. I feel like a lot of those interceptions could have been avoided, and if he just, they could have won that game easily. And then he was only passing it to Diggs most of the time. He couldn't find any more like open receivers. you know, he can't be there all the time. You know, you gotta have
check it down, run it a little bit, maybe.
You gotta find different trick plays. They could have run a few trick plays. They could have, you know.
And for a big guy, Allen can run. I mean, he's got legs. We've seen it before. So.
Oh yeah, he can take off. He just gotta watch that throwing, man. He just gotta make sure he's connecting with the receivers. So, you know, because that can cause a lot of losses, you know, for them.
Right before we hit record for today's show, I read an NFL Players Association release that they are now demanding every NFL team switch to grass to avoid these kind of injuries.
Yeah, I think so. I think at this time, because, you know, a lot of those teams, like where they're located, it's raining. They have a lot of open stadiums. So, yeah.
I know all of the players are saying that grass is better for them when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, it's more grip. It's, you know, yeah, I agree.
And they had just recently added this new material there at MetLife Stadium that was supposed to be like add more give.
Yeah,
but you almost wonder if that maybe it caught his foot and he couldn't get his foot like free when he was getting sacked there.
Yeah. I think a lot of that has to do. They definitely have to switch that. You know.
And during the offseason, he had an injured calf too on that same leg.
Yeah, he did.
So if part of your leg is compromised, you don't have the strength then to kind of hold everything else up. It's kind of like a weak link on a chain.
Right.
Well, hopefully he's able to heal up to the best of his abilities. And I know I was hearing possibly an 18-month timetable to return from this injury. So that's into next season, NFL 2024.
I really hope that's not the case. I really wanted to see Rodgers play. He did good, you know, but I got to look over that hit again because it didn't look like a big hit to me. It looked like, okay, you know, he definitely could have came back in the game, but I have to realize he's not that same Aaron Rodgers, you know, that young guy. So hopefully he comes back, though.
Yeah, it was like a completely clean hit, and it was one of those where the defender was kind of spinning around.
Yeah.
It looked like maybe he was trying to spin out of it or was trying to, but you saw his left leg get caught.
Yeah.
And then he even stood up after that and then tested the knee and then decided to just go on the ground.
Okay, maybe it's a little, I think he'll come back in the season. I don't think 18 months, I feel like.
So you see him coming back for 2024. Yeah. He doesn't want to go out of the NFL that way.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good way to come out, especially because he's a top quarterback to a lot of people. To me,
future Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
arguably.
So I definitely think he's not gonna, you know, do that.
Well, I guess we'll see how the Jets go.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, shout out to them. The rest of the team, like the defense was pretty good. Everything else is good, but and they still have that backup quarterback, so they just play together. Yeah.
Next week they play Dallas, in Dallas, and
your team, right?
Yes.
Who do you think will take that?
I think Dallas is going to take it.
Yeah, they play like that, man. I mean, everybody was hyped. I kept seeing little videos. They had the horse in the store. Like, Dallas fans are serious.
I think Zach Wilson will probably at least throw an interception in that game, just judging by their secondary.
Yeah, just keep playing like you're playing, man. That's all I have to say.
So, which elite teams do you think should get worried after the 0-1 start? So, like the good teams with the bad starts, we have the Chiefs, Titans, and Bengals.
Oh yeah, the Chiefs. They lost
to Detroit.
I was not expecting that. Like the Lions, Detroit Lions, one of the teams that get probably the least record. You know, they got to tighten that up. They definitely have to tighten that up. I'm not really worried. They'll definitely get, you know, but they need to make sure that's because they shouldn't be losing to the Lions. I can see if it was like maybe, you know, the Giants or, you know, one of those type of teams, but the Lions is crazy.
What I think had a big part in that game is Chris Jones is holding out. And they had just recently finalized a one-year contract with them to get him more money and incentives.
Right.
But with him not being on the field, the middle of their defense, I think it was compromised. You saw a lot of big runs from Detroit in that game.
Yeah.
And also Detroit, in general, they've gotten better with their new head coach and everything that's going on there.
Like I said, I mean, it's a lot of these teams that, you know, I feel like they're starting to make a turn now. Like the Browns, like we said, the Browns, Lions, Dolphins, we're gonna see. It's not gonna be the same old teams that usually go to the playoffs and things like that. So, yeah.
So I thought the game that we probably definitely focus on was what I considered to be the game of the week, and it was the Cowboys-Giants game.
Oh yeah, 40-0. That was ridiculous. The Giants just missed field goals. It was a lot. Like,
special teams and defense scored the first 2 touchdowns for Dallas.
yeah,
Junior Thomas blocked the Giants' field goal, and also our new corner Noah Igbenane scooped and scored for a touchdown. So that's
yeah.
exciting
I'm not
to
gonna
see.
lie. The Dallas Cowboys defense was on lock. They were definitely A1. It's like another thing. The Giants' offensive line, they couldn't really. He didn't have enough time to do anything. The defense were just rushing past him.
Yeah, 5 Cowboys had sacks. Osa Odigizua and Dorrance Armstrong both had 2 each.
Yeah.
And then 3 more Cowboys contributed with their own single sacks also.
Yeah, man. Like I said, they were just, like I said, the defensive teams, like they were on lock. And then, of course, with Dak playing the way he played, it kind of just made it 100%. They kind of just filled the grid. But yeah, I'm happy for them. I hope they keep playing like this. Like I said, they definitely will make it to the division. That's no doubt about it. But Dak has to, when it's time to, for Super Bowl time, he has to be in play, So,
I know the secondary, the defensive secondary looked a lot better.
yeah.
And just Trayvon Diggs, he forced a Saquon Barkley held ball into the air, which Deron Bland picked 6th. And then Diggs also added a forced fumble in the 4th quarter, making for 2 on the night. So my question is...
It was just terrible to watch. I couldn't even really watch it, man. It was just back to back, It's just, the Giants look bad, man.
Do you think that Diggs' physicality as a result of outside criticism that he played the ball too much, kind of went for the interception as opposed to locking down the man?
Yeah, but at the same time, they did pretty good at the same time. I feel like if it's working for you, keep doing it. But, I mean, definitely if it's one of those teams like they can score, definitely lock down the man because you got to block him.
Do you think that Diggs' contract extension, making him the NFL's highest paid corner,
Right.
did that have anything to do with the presence of his more physical game? Because
Yeah.
he took a lot of criticism for not being as physical as he needed
Physical,
to be.
right. I feel like they definitely probably boosted his confidence. Like, yeah, okay, I'm getting paid more. Now it's time to show out. They're giving me the opportunity, so now you got to put the work in. So I feel like that.
He was all over the place there on
Yeah,
the field. That was
definitely.
fun.
Cowboys defense was on lock. Definitely.
The Cowboys actually had 2 touchdowns before the Giants quarterback Daniel Jones even threw for a yard.
Threw for a yard, right. It was just sad, man. It was sad to watch. And I think it started raining for them too.
Yeah, it was raining almost the entire game. it seemed like,
Yeah.
and
So, like I said, man, hopefully they do better. Hopefully they just do better, man. But kudos to the Cowboys. Like I said, you said who they play next? The Jets, right?
They play the Jets next.
Yeah, that might be another win right there because the Jets look bad, man. We'll see.
Do you think that this helps silence Dak's critics when it comes to offseason noise he was hearing? Or are we going to have to see a few more games?
Yeah, we definitely got to see a few more games, like I said. But no, if he keeps playing this way and not just making those interceptions, he's definitely not going to have those interceptions like he had last season. So if he just got to keep playing smart.
The Cowboys added Brandon Cooks at wide receiver, and I thought we saw a dramatic difference with the receiving.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, they got a good roster right now, so we're going to see.
It was the largest shutout in Cowboys history, and the second to last one in 1978, 38-0 win over the Colts.
Right.
And with the Giants, their last large lopsided win came in 95, 35-0 against the Giants. Right. And so how do you believe a road shutout affects the visiting team? Are they going to use this as fuel for the rest of the season? Like, this is the tape that this is how we need to play?
Yeah. I believe so. I think so, yeah.
I know DeMarcus Lawrence said, we feel like we put the league on notice that we're for real, that we're coming. We still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's a good, attitude to have, as long as you keep working. But yeah, I can't wait to see. As far as my team, man, Derek Carr needs to, because we have too good of a defense. You know, he has to play smart as well. You know, it all depends on the quarterback and the defense. But like I said, our defense is on lock. I can't wait to see.
Which team are you most worried about after that one game? Would you say like Falcons, like in the NFC South, Falcons or the Panthers? Or
I would say the Panthers, really, because I know they got a new quarterback and everything. I would give it some time. And like I said, I gotta see a couple more games to kind of really tell who I'm worried about. But yeah, I mean the Falcons, they did pretty good though. You know,
Yeah.
I was surprising. So
it should be interesting. So taking a look ahead to